Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Kirti Menon, and I'm the Senior Director for the Division for Teaching Excellence, and I'd like to welcome you to the Vice-Chancellor's Awards for Teaching, Research, Innovation, and for Service. This is a very special occasion. We have in our midst an outgoing Vice-Chancellor, an incoming Vice-Chancellor. We have also an outgoing registrar and an incoming registrar. So I don't know whether we should be talking about Vice-Chancellor's awards in the plural, without the apostrophe. But welcome, everyone. A special welcome to members of MEC, the Management Executive Committee, the Executive Leadership Group of the University, faculty members, members of Senate, staff of the university, but more importantly, the award winners and families and friends present. I'd like to focus on why we gather in this manner. It is extraordinary, and it is an extraordinary evening when we pause the work of the university, which ticks non-stop, as everyone knows, to honor and to celebrate achievement. So UJ, as you all know, and I take it for granted that we're all in agreement, is quite an extraordinary university. Our staff are deeply committed to contributing to excellence across all spaces. We honor staff for dedication and for outstanding service, which enables the university to fulfill its social mandate. This evening is focused on the platform of excellence, a confirmation that UJ is fulfilling its mission. And just to remind everyone, our mission says that we will inspire the community to transform and serve humanity through innovation and the collaborative pursuit of knowledge. That is a laudable mission, and this evening we will see how contributions from our community at the university have succeeded in excelling in their tasks. I'm now going to call upon the Vice-Chancellor, the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, I should say, Professor Shilitsi Marwala, who will formally welcome you and open this event. I'd like to also just indicate that we are live streaming, and welcome to our audience who are live, and I hope you enjoy it. And the numbers of those on air or live exceed the numbers in the room.
Thank you, Kirti, for that very precise introduction. Sanibonani. Goeienaand. Dumelang. Abusheni. Molweni. Molweni. I am seeing Baso, who is supposed to eloquently reply, Mum. I don't know why. Thank you very much for organizing this very, very important event of the University of Johannesburg. As I read it myself for this evening, a somber feeling crept over me and a realization that this is actually the last time I am going to address a gathering of this nature. Indeed, this is my last VC Awards. And as I say this, I would like to welcome the incoming leaders of the university. Professor Mpedi, who is going to lead you into GES 4.0 for societal impact.
Not social impact.
English is my 12th language. And also I would like to also welcome Bettine, who also is going to be taking over as the registrar. No, the reason why I don't say it fast is not because I don't know what to say. It is because these are heavy responsibilities. These are heavy responsibilities that have to be uttered with a heavy heart. Because if we do not do well in these positions, then our society is going to fail. So Bettine and Litlokwa, welcome. And very soon we shall be welcoming, still as Vice-Chancellor, the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic. We have just welcomed the Chair of Council and the Chancellor of the University. And all this is happening without any, how can I put it? Turmoil. And we are seeing too much turmoil in our sector. As recent weeks have been accompanied by many lasts at the University of Johannesburg, it has given me a pause to reflect on what a remarkable institution this is. This is, of course, no accident. It is because this institution has been led by women and men. I'm going to start with women. Women and men of substance. I think that's very important. Women and men with very high moral ethics. Women and men who understand their role in society. And their roles in society are to elevate society to be on a higher level of performance. So as these awards demonstrate, UJ's achievements and stature is deliberate and purposeful. This has been particularly evident in recent years. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the strange and frightening context we found ourselves grappling with just a year ago. Social distancing, faces behind the masks, sickness, anxiety, anguish, and great loss are but a few descriptors of this period. As I say this, I'm reminded of one of my favorite movies. The man behind the iron mask. And of course, there's a lot of symbolism in that movie. It indicates being imprisoned. We were prisoners, you know. Of course, we were prisoners, and the authority that imprisoned us was a virus. I think that is very, very important. Admittedly, I worried that the semblance of normalcy that has defined much of this year will evade us sometimes into the future. Yet this year has truly presented itself as a new epoch and brought with it a renewed hope. It is thus an honor to be able to gather again and celebrate your achievements with the pomp and splendor that they deserve. I don't want to rule after the grave, but I would like to recommend that next time you should have a red carpet for these people who are doing fantastic work for the university. Almost similar to what you see at the Oscars. Because these are the people who, and many people, by the way, the winners are winners. What is even more amazing are people who did not win. Their capabilities, the excellent work they're doing for our universities. So this is just a section of the excellence that is happening at the University of Johannesburg. As we grappled with the pandemic, while navigating the transition of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, alongside an uncertain and often unstable global order, the University of Johannesburg prides itself for its singular role of reimagining the future for the better. I think that's very, very important, because we talk about reimagining the future. You can reimagine the future for the worse. I don't have to indicate leaders of countries who are reimagining the future for the worse. At the University of Johannesburg, we reimagine the future for the better. We want our future to be just, but to be able to, for us as a country, to be able to take care of our core responsibilities. A safe society, a society where decent work is not a privilege, but it becomes a right. And we have been able to do this, to imagine the future, because of the remarkable men and women here at the University of Johannesburg. And this evening, which marks a celebration of you, your resilience, your tenacity, and of course your ability to reimagine, rethink, and reinvent, even amid the most unimaginable context, is something to celebrate. As this evening unfolds and we reflect on our triumphs, I urge you to sit with the words of Henry Ford, as he once said, and I quote, "If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself." I think I need to repeat that. If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. I'm going to propose a counterfactual to this, which is obviously obvious. If everyone is moving forward apart, then failure takes care of itself. So there is a message for all of us, and this indicates that absolutely every one of us is important in moving forward together. That if any one of us is moving in an opposite direction, you are derailing us. And this is the spirit of UJ community, which is demonstrated day in and day out through your work. I'm excited to celebrate your achievement this evening, and I thank you for your commitment to the university and for constantly and continuously embodying our vision of reimagining the future for the better. So thank you very much, Ngiyabonga, Kiyalibua, Enkosi, Nakenta, Baie dankie.
Thank you, Vice-Chancellor, for reminding us again that the greatness of our university is because we are the sum of all parts, and that makes us excel, and that makes us great. I'd now like to call upon Professor Letlokwa Impedi, who is the DVC academic at the university, as well as the VC designate, to read out the citations and call upon the award winners for Most Promising Young Teacher of the Year, as well as for the Award for Teacher Excellence.
Thank you, Program Director, Dr. Menon. I don't want to, try and act smart and look better than my real boss, and try and greet you in all the 11 languages and add German. So I'll just say good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To our award recipients, congratulations, and we're really proud of you and your families, friends, those who supported you. The government, people like all protocol observed, but that is a way to offend. Let me start by greeting properly Vice-Chancellor, members of MEC, ELG, colleagues at UJ, and friends and family, everyone who joined this event live. That allow me to also welcome you. VC, there's a saying, in my language. I was thinking how to translate this. They say, Sesa feeling seatlola. I don't know, Dr. Al, but how do you translate? Sesa feeling seatlola. But in English, maybe one say, all good things must come to an end. My former master's student just sent me a WhatsApp now, who's a proud UJ graduate, says, a good dancer knows when to leave the floor. And he's saying he hopes I'm watching, because you are leaving UJ on a high, and one should not wait to be pushed out. So now it's worrying for me as the incoming Vice-Chancellor that I haven't even served a day. I'm told about when to leave. I must leave the floor. The pressure is there. But one thing I can tell you is that we are really grateful for the great work that you have done. Your great leadership, will be missed. And we won't roll a red carpet. We will roll an orange carpet next year. Our blood is orange. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who is in my position has a luxury of when things suit him to say, no, I'm Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic. And when things suit me, I can say I am a Vice-Chancellor Designate, depending on, where the wind is blowing. But tonight, I'm standing here addressing you as Deputy Vice-Chancellor Academic, and it's a great honor for me to be reading the citations of the award recipients in the category of Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award in the Teaching and Learning domain. We've got two categories. The first one is for the Most Promising Young Teacher of the Year. We've got two award recipients. They are not sharing. Each receives the award in his own right. And then there is another award, which is, for, I almost said for the seasoned, for the established, teachers. And there we also have two award recipients. Many of you may be wondering what one will be receiving for the Most Promising Young Teacher of the Year. There's a prize money, is 25,000 rands. That should be used to enhance and build one's teaching abilities, investing in that. I'm very jealous. I won't say research. Research will come second as long as it's in the teaching and excellence, teaching and learning sphere. And in the established teacher award, the prize money is 300,000. No, 150. Apologies. Paid over a 3-year period, and 50% can be cashed. Obviously, there are tax implications. There are two award recipients. The prize that UJ is providing tonight is 300,000, but not per person, not per person. So let's start with the first Most Promising Young Teacher of the Year award recipient, Mr. Dean van der Merwe from the Faculty of Education at the Department of Childhood Education. And I'll now read the citation. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dean van der Merwe is one of the most exciting, passionate, and popular teachers in the Department of Early Childhood Education. He is primarily involved in developing teaching a module entitled Teaching Methodology and Practicum in Initial Teacher Education. This offers his student teachers a crucial foundation and entry point into the lives of young school-going learners. The module has been acclaimed by one of the most experienced and highly respected external evaluators in the field of education as, and I quote, an excellent module which is trend-setting within the field of initial teacher education in South Africa, close quote. This comment alerts us to two central principles that make Dr. van der Merwe's pedagogical approach so exciting. First, as a trendsetter, he's willing to take both the personal and professional risks necessary for groundbreaking work, something few people are willing to do. Innovative developmental work like this inevitably involves experimentation, uncertainty, and occasionally the need to relook, acknowledge mistakes, and reformulate perspectives and ideas. Second, Dr. van der Merwe insists on the centrality and value of ongoing critical self-reflection in his teaching approach. Drawing on insights from the science of learning, he has become acutely aware of how his perspective and his insights about teaching have changed and shaped and sharpened apologies over time. This has enabled the emergence of truly innovative work, resulting in what is now justifiably celebrated as a flagship program. Dr. van der Merwe's emerging insights are evident in every aspect of his work. His head of department is delighted with the cutting-edge module and tells him, open quote, "It is such a pleasure to work with someone of your caliber," close quote. His students agree, describing him as one of the most compassionate lecturers, who offers remarkable support, who is perfect and nothing but incredible. We have so many reasons to celebrate this work as nothing but incredible. We congratulate you on receiving this award, Dr. van der Merwe, and look forward to hearing about many more successful endeavors in the future. Congratulations. Maybe go there. Okay. Vice-Chancellor? You want to put it on, VC? Yeah, put it on. Yeah, congratulations. Thank you. Earlier on, I had a good laugh with Dr. van der Merwe, and everything the students are saying, it's true. Just from my 15 minutes encounter earlier on, and others can attest to that. Thank you, Dr. van der Merwe. We are moving on to the second recipient of the Most Promising Young Teacher of the Year, and the second award goes to Dr. Oliver Takawira from the College of Business and Economics in the Department of Finance and Investment Management. I'll now read the citation. It is seldom that we have the privilege of having access to such overwhelming praise for a teacher from the majority of students, most especially in a discipline considered to be difficult. This, however, is true for Dr. Oliver Takawira, who teaches in the Department of Finance and Investment Management, and who emerges via his students' evaluations as one of the most inclusive, respected, and loved teachers at UJ. Student responses offer a snapshot of a multifaceted, compassionate teacher who is considered by many to be the greatest lecturer ever. Words like incredible, patient, caring, supportive, and inspirational are frequently used, leaving us with no doubt that Dr. Tagawira is an innovative, skilled teacher. Student appreciation, however, goes beyond the classroom. One student sums up the view of many when he says, open quote, "I have no words to describe Dr. Tagawira, a great lecturer. He is not just a lecturer, but also like a father to us. With him, it's not just about academics, but also about life as a whole. He's one person I've learned a lot from about the outside life. He is awesome," close quote. These appreciative comments are the fruit of principles that Dr. Tagawira set in place early in his life and that he implements in his classroom today. Experience taught him the value and importance of perseverance in the face of adversity, planning and strategizing, and above all, developing personal confidence. He also believes that students need to be inspired with a vision that is relevant to working life, that they need to think independently, and that they should be actively engaged in their learning. At the heart of it all is his passionate belief that understanding learners' experiences is the basis for trusting relationships, and beyond that, optimal learning. Another student sentiment sums up the thoughts of many and deserves the final word this evening. She says, open quote, "It is an honor to have such a great lecturer. Thank you for everything. You are the best lecturer," close quote. We like to thank you too, Dr. Tagawira. We know that your students are in excellent hands, and we congratulate you on this well-deserved award. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving over to the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award, Teacher Excellence. And the first recipient of this award is Professor Andrew Caroline from the Faculty of Education, Department of Childhood Education. It's exciting that colleagues who are in the Department of Childhood Education are getting awards. It tells us that the future looks good, isn't it? I'll now read the citation. In our fast-changing, super complex world, university students are usually taught to think smart, to solve problems and make quick and informed decisions in unexpected contexts. Prof. Andrew Caroline, however, often suggests a very different process to his students in childhood education, encouraging them to think slowly, think longer, linger, read slowly. At the heart of this advice is his passionate commitment to equipping students, teachers with an awareness of social justice issues in Africa via the critical analysis of carefully chosen texts. These are skills that take time to develop, that are crucial to creating a base for sharing knowledge, and that offer opportunities to openly discuss the meaning of social justice, a concept which initially is often difficult and uncomfortable for students to absorb. Prof. Caroline's students are quick to recognize the contribution that he's making to their learning experiences. He's applauded as a gifted teacher and described as exceptional and supportive, as someone who encourages us to think but not what to think. I have to read this again because earlier on I thought, did I read this well? He encourages us to think, but not what to think. Amazing, isn't it? Others celebrate his African focus, recognizing, often for the first time, that Africa has a story and Africans have a voice, ladies and gentlemen. And when a student can say, I have read books about me, we can be sure that he offers students an education that is responsive to the African context and relevant to their lives. As a scholar, Professor Caroline is widely acknowledged as an expert in Boyer's scholarship of integration, as well as for his ability to apply complex concepts in the classroom. He is also known for his willingness to share expertise and mentor young scholars. His students are aware of this, but for many, it is his personal interest and attitude towards them that matters the most. A student captures this perfectly when she says he is the best amongst the rest. This lecturer has a heart, the student says. We are proud to be associated with the work of Professor Caroline. His expertise and his passion are evident in all that he does, and we have every confidence that he offers our student teachers and the children who will be taught by them the best educational experience possible. We'll now move over to the second recipient of the Vice-Chancellor's Distinguished Award, Teacher Excellence, Professor David Payton from the Faculty of Art, Design and Architecture in the Department of Visual Art. I'll now read the citation. In the face of our enticing, colorful and technically sophisticated digital world, which is threatening to eclipse traditionally taught drawing, it takes special courage, tenacity, and confidence to argue for the essential place of tried and tested methods of approaching this discipline. This, however, is exactly what Prof. David Payton has done. With 37 years of experience behind him, and in the face of some institutions replacing drawing with a more modern alternative, he offers a powerful disciplinary voice, which insists on the value of teaching drawing traditionally and keeping it as a key foundational component of the visual arts curriculum. Prof. Payton always begins by challenging his students with the unsettling question, is this really what I see? By foregrounding doubt and uncertainty, he opens the pedagogical space necessary for students to learn to re-look at their world and through this to prepare for the world of work. As students slowly begin to understand the interplay between visual, spatial, and conceptual issues, they develop the ability to convert 2D images to 3D and link art to the real world. Drawing on their own experience, students are constantly and actively involved in interrogating assumptions, debating, and problem solving. Over time, they come to see themselves in their work that is embedded in the realities of the African context. This approach has enabled his students to excel, and they have won numerous national and international awards, which is an indisputable testimony to the validity of this approach. The depth of insight and skill that Prof. Payton brings into his teaching has not gone unnoticed. it has gained wide acclaim by both peers and students alike. His undergraduate students celebrate him as a teacher of passion, strength, and compassion, and as a source of inspiration who is known for his positive engagement and his commitment to ensuring a constructive learning environment where art was never separated from the world. A former master's student goes even further when looking back, she says, open quote, "He has an energy that captivates a space and allows individuals to perceive the world from an entirely different perspective, to comprehend the artistic world with insightful eyes," close quote. We celebrate the development of these insightful eyes this evening as we congratulate you, Prof. Payton, on this prestigious award and wish you well in all your future endeavors. Professor Payton, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, colleague. That's it from teaching and learning.
Congratulations. And on to our next category of awards. The research awards will be read out, the citations and the awards, by Acting Deputy Vice-Chancellor from the 1st of December, Professor Saki Gravett, who is stepping in the shoes of Professor Sinha for this evening. Professor Gravett.
Thank you very much, and good evening, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, and how wonderful to be part of this celebration each year. So I will be presenting Most Promising Young Researcher of the Year, and thereafter Outstanding Researcher of the Year, and then also Book of the Year. Now, you were told what the awardees receive in terms of teaching and learning, and so let me also share this information about the research. So for Most Promising Young Researcher of the Year receives 250,000 over 5 years, and 50% can go into the back pocket. 50% is for the take. For the Outstanding Researcher of the Year, 500,000 over 5 years, and again 50% can go to the person to enjoy and do all sorts of wonderful things to reward themselves for all the hard work that they've done. And then Book of the Year, 80,000 Rand paid into the research cost center of the person who receives this. So our Most Promising Young Researcher of the Year is Dr. Nzondelelo Bingwa from the Faculty of Science, Department of Chemical Sciences. Dr. Bingwa is a senior lecturer in the Department of Chemical Sciences within the Faculty of Science. His research focus is on heterogeneous catalysis with emphasis on the application of metal oxides as catalysts and as catalytic support for metallic nanostructures. His work involves the utilization of mixed metal oxides of the perovskite form as catalysts for the transformation of bio-derived organic molecules. He also studies the effect of electronic parameters of the perovskite catalysts using tools such as the density functional theory calculations and the X-ray photoelectronic spectroscopy to determine the electron densities around the metal cations, the arrangement of electrons in the d orbitals, and the atomic states of catalyst constituents for the design of smart heterogeneous catalysts. Now, believe me, I spent lots of time yesterday on Google so that I was able to at least have a basic understanding of what I read tonight. Thank you very much, Google. Dr. Bingwa is currently the Deputy Director of the Research Center for Synthesis and Catalysis, hosted by the University of Johannesburg. He's an author of more than 30 research articles published in reputable peer-reviewed international journals. Dr. Bingwa has more than 580 Google Scholar citations with an H index of 11. In addition, he co-authored a book chapter with scientists from the Joint Institute for Nuclear Research in Moscow, Russia. He participated in over 10 local and international conferences, including the prestigious 71st Lindau Nobel Laureates meeting. Dr. Bingwa is currently serving as a guest editor for a special issue in the Applied Sciences Journal. He's a recipient of the National Research Foundation Tutuka grant from 2019 to 2014 and has attracted more than 1.5 million in research grants. Dr. Bingwa has established local and international collaborations aimed at postgraduate student training and producing quality research. Dr. Bingwa, congratulations with this award. We look forward to your continued research contributions, and we will be watching your progress. So the Outstanding Researcher of the Year is Professor Nicolette Horold of the Faculty of Health Sciences, Laser Research Center. Prof. Horold took up the position of lecturer at the University of Johannesburg in 2009 and moved through the academic ranks. She's a research professor at the Laser Research Center within the Faculty of Health Sciences and is a deputy chairholder of Sartre Chair in Laser Applications in Health. She is the niche coordinator for wound healing research within the center. Her research interests lie in the field of biophotonics, where she investigates the molecular and cellular effects of photobiomodulation on diabetic wound healing and laser tissue interaction. She is an NRFC1 rated scientist. Her contribution to the scientific development of the field of photobiomodulation have included over 100 scientific publications, which are well cited. Over the last 5 years, she has published 43 journal articles in high-ranking international journals and contributed towards 5 conference proceedings and 7 book chapters during this time. In 2021, she was listed in the world, and listen to this, top 2% most widely cited scientists, and has a 5-year field-weighted citation impact of 1.42, which is 40% more than average. This is something that researchers dream about, but of course the result of very hard work. Her international standing and contribution to the field of photobiomodulation are well recognized, as is seen by her position on the Executive Committee of the World Association for Photobiomodulation Therapy since 2010, where she is the current president-elect. She also serves on the editorial board of the international journal Photobiomodulation, Photomedicine, and Laser Surgery. She's currently a guest editor for a special issue entitled Molecular Research of Photobiomodulation in collaboration with the International Journal of Molecular Sciences. She has been invited to present several plenary keynote lectures and other presentations at international conferences and workshops, reviews for several international journals, and serves as an external and panel reviewer for funding bodies and scientific agencies. Prof. Harold collaborates both nationally and internationally, and has attracted external funding on an annual basis since 2011. She serves on various research-related university committees and is a Senate representative on the Senate Research Ethics Committee. She has supervised numerous postgraduate students over the last 5 years, graduated 5 master students, of whom 4 graduated cum laude, 3 doctoral students, and 4 postdoctoral fellows. You are indeed an inspiration to us all, something that we could think about, contemplate how to do that. So you must share this with us. Please come. Book of the Year. So here tonight we see somebody who is an academic all-rounder. He received Teacher Excellence Award, and now he also receives the Book of the Year Award. Again, something that we can only dream of as academics, that one is so gifted to be able to do both. But he would probably add hard work is also important. The book of the year is entitled Post-Apartheid Same-Sex Sexualities, Restless Identities in Literary and Visual Culture, and Prof. Andy Carolyn is the author of this book, from the Faculty of Education, Department of Childhood Education. Prof. Carolyn is an associate professor in the Department of Childhood Education in the Faculty of Education, where he teaches English to primary school student teachers. His research is located within literary and cultural studies. His research focuses on the intersections of race, gender, and sexuality in South African literature, film, and print media. He holds a Y rating from the NRF, and his research has appeared in several prestigious journals in the humanities. About the book. In this book, Post-Apartheid Same-Sex Sexualities, Restless Identities in Literary and Visual Culture, he explores the ways in which race and sexuality are co-constituted in the post-apartheid imaginary. What distinguishes Carolyn's monograph is how he uses various literary and narrative texts to theorize a cultural history of restlessness that has implications far beyond the book's focus on sexuality. Through close study of a wide range of texts and genres, the book seeks to build a theory of transnational cultural flows that complicates how we conceptualize notions of human rights, culture, nationalism, and politics. Carolyn shows that these are malleable, discursive, and ideological forms that can be repurposed and mobilized for different and sometimes contradictory political purposes. Carolyn's monograph makes 2 key analytical interventions. Firstly, the book criticizes how the constitutional recognition of sexual rights in 1996 has become an almost blindingly hyper-visible moment in the country's sexual rights history. He notes that this teleological historiography conceptualizes the equality clause as the point towards which everything moved and the point from which everything henceforth flows. The book challenges this established orthodoxy by mapping an expansive and entangled cultural history of sexuality in South Africa. Secondly, the book's pioneering theorization of restlessness expands on current understandings of transnationalism. He argues that global cultural flows are always an inherently historical and not only geographic set of relations and connections. A review of the book published in the Journal of the African Literature Association describes the book as a compelling and invaluable contribution to queer studies. A review in the Media Studies journal, Communicato, describes the book as a meticulously researched and innovative study that is immensely thought-provoking. The review observes further that the book is conceptually sophisticated and offers an exceptionally engaging and enlightening examination. A warm word of congratulations again, Professor Caroline.
Congratulations again.
I now give over to Professor Bettine van Vuren, now registered designate. She is well suited to present the next two awards because she was previously the Senior Director, Strategic Initiatives and Administration. Prof. van Vuren.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I also need to just acknowledge the acting senior director that's also in the house, for Milani Manda. So I'm actually reading this on your behalf. The first award here is the highest cited researcher at UJ award, and that goes to Professor Meka Silentpaar. He's not here, but when he visits UJ next year, we will have a ceremony for him just to acknowledge this. He's appointed as a distinguished visiting professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering, hosted by Professor Tebogo Mashefana, who is in the house this evening. With this award, as everybody says, I think the most money goes to this one. It's $5,000 US, and if you convert that, I don't know, you need to add a few zeros to that. So that's the amount that attaches to this award. Prof. Meka Silentpaar is a distinguished scholar working in the areas of environmental engineering, of green chemistry, chemical engineering, water treatment, and environmental analysis. Prof. Silentpaar has been recognized by the Clarivat Analytics as a highly cited researcher since 2017. He has joined the university in October 2021 as a distinguished visiting professor, as I said, in the faculty of the built of engineering and the built environment. Prof. Silentpaar has a bibliometric profile that is absolutely outstanding, and it indicates that he contributes well above global averages to several of these fields in which he actually works. Since his appointment, he has contributed more than 16 research output units, and for the 2022 academic year, he's currently listed as the 7th highest research contributor when considering research units, and he's first when counting the actual number of publications submitted for 2022. Prof. Silentpaar receives around 11,000 citations to his work annually. I think many of us would be very glad if we got 11,000 over our careers. This is what he gets in a year. And he's co-authored 5 papers with more than 1,000 citations. Tebogo, we're looking at you to be on this list quite soon, collaborating with Prof. Silentpaar. Prof. Silentpaar is a well-known global achiever with extraordinary qualities as a visionary researcher. He is recognized for his contribution and achievements in excellent scholarship, global prosperity, and the advancement of humanity, as per the UJ vision, mission, values, and objectives. As mentioned, he's not here, but he will visit us next year, and we will then have something to celebrate this achievement with him. The second award that I'm reading the citation for is the Global Excellence and Stature Award, and that is awarded again to someone that's not here, but that will visit us next year. We're already planning this, and there would be an award ceremony when they visit, and that is Professor Kaka Sengalia, who's the president of the Caucasus University in Georgia. He is also the president of the International Association of University Presidents and a member of the steering committee of the Network of Institutes and Schools of Public Administration in Central and Eastern Europe. Prof. Sengalia was awarded the Presidential Order of Excellence by the President of Georgia and also the Ring of Honor by the University of Applied Sciences in Austria. In 2018, he was elected as a Fellow of the World Academy of Arts and Sciences. Professor Sengalia has dedicated himself towards contributing to the worldwide vision of global higher education, as he endeavors to promote both peace and international understanding through education. Prof. Sengalia has tirelessly endeavored to strengthen international liaisons among educational institutions and support sustainable development in a context of global competency. One of his main preoccupations is to establish collaborations with agencies, with NGOs, civil society, and other organizations, both nationally and globally, in his pursuit of a common goal of educational development. Prof. Sengalia's current activities coincide with the vision and the mission that UJ has built for driving a robust international or internationalization agenda and linking with countries on the African continent as well as from across the world. Prof. Sengalia has championed intercultural, scientific, and intellectual exchanges. His dedication aligns with the values of the university in striving for academic excellence and reimagining the global tertiary landscape. For these reasons referred, Prof. Sengalia is deserved and a noteworthy recipient of the Vice-Chancellor's Award for Global Excellence and Stature. This award celebrates exemplary achievements and exceptional leadership at a global level. As mentioned, these two would both receive their awards, both Prof. Selenka and Prof. Sengalia, next year, but we do honor them and we recognize them here.
Thank you very much, Prof. Bettine. I now call upon the registrar to read out the citations and give the awards for service beyond the normal call of duty. The last time you will do this in 10 years. Thank you very much, Prof. Kinter.
Good evening, Vice-Chancellor, colleagues here, and guests, also our guests online. So it is really my privilege to introduce to you the three awardees of this very special award. And it is about recognizing our support staff that work in many instances, in the background, not always so in the limelight, but for which, they do it with the full commitment, and they are really going beyond the normal call of duty to provide this excellent service. So this award makes provision for three awardees, recipients, and tonight we have three recipients here. They are equally meritorious. All of them are these exemplars of going beyond the normal call of duty. And the prize money for this award is 50,000 for each one of them. There's a serious condition that goes with this award, and that is that you need to spend this on something that will bring you pleasure and joy, because it's absolutely well deserved. So, Vice-Chancellor, the first recipient is Dr. Nelia Frade. Dr. Frade is a member of the Center for Academic Staff Development in the Division for Teaching Excellence under Dr. Menon. She has played a critical role in growing the tutor development program at UJ. Tutor development is central to academic success and is a key project in the university's capacity development program. Under her leadership, the tutor training program has become internationally accredited by the College Reading and Learning Association. This program remains the only tutor program in South Africa to have obtained international accreditation. During the transition to remote learning, when we faced COVID-19 at the beginning of 2020, tutor training and development continued despite the many challenges faced. Dr. Frada and the team continued to provide sustained support as possible. Support to tutors and staff to ensure that the transition was as smooth as possible. Dr. Frada also plays a lead role at the national level as the project manager for the Student Learning Scholarly Project, which forms part of the Higher Education Learning and Teaching Association of Southern Africa, the so-called HELTASA. Dr. Frada is committed and dedicated to the ongoing support and development of our tutors. She strives to ensure that tutors and the staff who coordinate tutor programs are well equipped to contribute to student success. She goes about her duties with a great deal of empathy and humility for the well-being of those around her. Dr. Frada, congratulations and thank you, thank you, thank you. The next recipient of this award is Mr. Louis Fourie. Mr. Fourie serves as the logistics coordinator responsible for planning and coordinating support systems and implementing new and innovative systems to support our academic administration. Mr. Fourie has been responsible for mitigating registration-related risks. He contributed actively to positioning UJ as the leading university during turbulent times, for example, during COVID-19 and also Fees Must Fall. And he did this by developing and implementing innovative and cutting-edge academic online administration systems. In a demanding and continuously evolving environment, Mr. Fourie often serves as a system specialist for support divisions and faculties when they need a process or system optimized or developed. For example, the development of our digital certificate portal, also for our virtual graduation ceremonies with a personal photo slide feature, and now recently also the catch-up ceremonies where all the graduates for 2020 and 2021 had the opportunity to attend a stage crossing ceremony. Mr. Fourie has a never say no attitude and always emerges as an innovator and team player who does not seek the limelight or recognition for project successes. He's constantly on the lookout for where he can contribute his skills without wanting recognition, rather gaining satisfaction from participating in a successful project. Fourie, Louis, where are you? Where are you? Congratulations. And the last recipient in this category is Mr. Lori Ndlovu. Now, I've practiced this word with Dr. Lita Vukuza, who's our French specialist. As Matgre, Dr. Ndlovu is the charismatic face of the Maribeng restaurant. He has a noticeable presence in Maribeng. He's kind and gentle, respectful, and through his professional approach ensures that the Maribeng restaurant continues as the flagship eatery on the UJ Auckland Park Kingsway campus. Mr. Ndlovu has a commendable knowledge of the hospitality industry and a thorough understanding of the requirements to operate a successful restaurant. He continuously ensures standards equal to world-class restaurants in major international cities. Moreover, he is a caring and engaging individual. He makes time to engage patrons to inquire about work and their well-being. He knows the names of most patrons and ensures that all feel equally welcome. Patrons to the Maribeng restaurant include university staff and students, national and international delegations. He is a solution-orientated and readily offers suggestions around food and beverage requests. No request is ever too big, and I must add also no request is too small. He's the first person to arrive in the mornings and the last person to leave after functions in the evening. Over many years, he has constantly gone beyond the normal call of duty. Mr. Ndlovu. And he's also responsible for refreshments.
Congratulations once again to everyone. I'd like to call upon the Vice-Chancellor for some closing remarks, after which we will conclude the ceremony, and I'd like to invite you for some cocktails, some snacks, and photographs in the foyer area, and thank you very much for being a wonderful audience. And for those who have received awards, we are all willing to take photographs and share the prizes with you. But commendations on your excellence and the achievements. Vice-Chancellor?
I think we should give these persons another round of applause. This evening has served as an important reminder of what an honor it has been to be at the helm of such an innovative, barrier-breaking, resilient, and successful university. UJ is the personification of excellence at every tier, and your achievements and successes continue to demonstrate this. I must add that every year it becomes increasingly difficult to narrow down the awardees. This culture seems to have gripped much of the university and indeed has seen us soar to new heights in recent years. I was struck by all that you have accomplished this year. In the teaching and learning realm, we have seen exciting approaches and initiatives. For example, Dr. Dean van der Merwe's trend setting within the field of initial teacher education in South Africa, or Dr. Oliver Takawira's emphasis on inspiring students with a vision that is relevant to working life, that they need to think independently, and that they should be actively engaged in their learning. Professor Andy Caroline's commitment to equipping student teachers with an awareness of social justice issues in Africa, and Professor David Patton's interweaving of traditional concepts and teaching practices in contemporary context, and his emphasis on challenging our preconceived notions have been impressive. In the research sphere, we have seen dynamic, innovative, and cutting-edge research in the field of heterogeneous catalysis, as demonstrated by heterogeneous. English is my 20th language. In the research sphere, we have seen a dynamic, innovative, and cutting-edge research in the field of heterogeneous catalysis, as demonstrated by Dr. Nzondele Lowingwa, and in biophotonics, as exhibited by Professor Nicolette Hourelt. Professor Mika Silapa, scope and breadth of work spanning distinguished the areas of environmental engineering, green chemistry, chemical engineering, water treatment, and environmental analysis are particularly notable. Of course, at UJ, we place just as much emphasis on our support staff. As we have navigated the pandemic and beyond, it is the work of formidable and hardworking staff such as Dr. Nelia Frade, who demonstrated resilience and tenacity in handling the transition to remote learning. Tutor training and development continued despite the many challenges faced, as well as Mr. Louis Fori, who contributed actively to positioning UJ as the leading university during turbulent times by developing and implementing innovative and cutting-edge academic online administration systems, and Mr. Lori Ndlovu's commitment and warm hospitality at the Madibeng restaurant that has been noteworthy. I need to add that he has been a frequent, not guest, but host at the VC house, and I hope you are going to continue to do that to the new Vice-Chancellor. Of course, I have alluded to this, of course, as I have alluded to, this merely scratches the surface. Our achievements and successes are numerous and are a testament to the UJ spirit even amid the most trying of times. UJ is widely regarded as a model for other universities in leading the fourth industrial revolution conversation in South Africa and the continent, in every sense beyond the technology. It is through your efforts that this is possible. This evening also saw us acknowledge and celebrate Professor Kaka Shengelia, the president of Caucasus University, for contributing to the worldwide vision of global higher education as he endeavors to promote peace and international understanding through education and exemplary leadership stance. This emphasis on global excellence and stature finds many parallels at the University of Johannesburg, and there are lessons and opportunities to be gained. Our networks and reach hold great weight, and it is rewarding to be able to acknowledge the importance of this facet. Well done to you all, and can we also give them a warm round of applause when we are standing? No, you have to sit down. May the feats described tonight embolden you, and inspire you to reach new heights. I'm certain that from my desk in Tokyo, Japan next year, next to the Imperial House, I will be cheering loudly at the news of greater success for UJ. I look forward to following your journeys and continuing to boast about your successes. As Theodore Roosevelt's words remind us, keep your eyes on the stars and your feet on the ground. I thank you very much. Ngiyabonga. Ndiyalibuwa. Bayadanki.
We have nothing more to offer. Thank you very much for being a wonderful audience. Thank you for being with us to celebrate our stars of the evening. Thank you to the outgoing Vice-Chancellor, and I hope you will be watching next year, well, when we live stream the awards with the orange carpet. But thank you very, very much. Please join us for some drinks and a snack. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you to everyone who has worked behind the scenes. Thank you to Megan Stradom from my division, who manages this event, as well as to Pleasure and Nelda and her team. Thank you very much. Please join us for a drink and a snack. Drive safe and be kind to each other. Good evening.
The University of Johannesburg, the future reimagined.